Your Pocket Kings?
Home to the United States Poker Championship. 2005 winner James Caporocio is back to defend his crown. And he'll be challenged by a diverse and dangerous field.
I'm feeling lucky.
Already here on day one, we've seen some heavyweights hit the canvas. The battle for over $2.5 million in prize money continues right now.
For $28,550, I got some face time, right?
That's my new spin move. You see it?
Welcome inside the Trump Taj Mahal, where day one action of the 2006 United States Poker Championship continues. Hello, everybody. I'm Lon McCarran, along with Norman Chad. Day one of this United States Poker Championship is not unlike many major poker tournaments. A few players have sprinted out and have huge chip stacks, while others are nursing their anemic short stacks. Still others who are expected to do well every time they sit down to a poker table are already out the door.
Greg Raymer, gone. Steve Danneman, gone. Hey, they're both dead to me. Still here, last year's 1-2 finishers from the USPC, home game pals James Caporocio and Ralph Pecorari, and this year's 1-2 finishers from the World Series main event, Jamie Gold and Paul Wasika. Plus, Toto Leonidas, Scott Fishman, Mark Safe, Daryl Dickin, and Joe Seabach. Almost everywhere you look, there's a player or two you don't want to run into at the poker table or the supermarket. It's a tough group.
For most players, the key is just to survive the early rounds before going into attack mode. Right now, let's meet a few players who we will see in action tonight.
Toto Leonidas, Los Angeles, California.
My name is Jennifer Sidley, and I'm from Wilmington, Delaware.
I am Eric Crane from Murfreesboro, Illinois, and I'm going to try not to dunk all my chips off on national TV this year.
And so far, so good for Eric Crane, who has the second best chip stack at this arena table. Mike Esposito leads the way. Genocide has 9,800, and the short stack is Stephen Kingsley. Everyone started with 20,000 chips as we continue day one here at the USPC in Atlantic City.
Just another good-looking group of gaming professionals, Lon.
And there is Stephen Kingsley, and why not? Pocket Kings.
Kingsley, like last year's winner James Caporocio, went to the University of Maryland, Lon.
So the rumor says. A CPA right now living in Connecticut. Kingsley raised it up to 600. Action folds around to the 2003 champ, Toto Leonidas. He has ace-jack offsuit.
And remember, Toto always deliberate, and he's perfected the art of the chip dance before he actually bets them.
And Toto does act in a big way. A re-raise to 1,700. Over to Jennifer Lee, Genocide. Will not play those motley cards from the button. Crane folds. And action around to Kingsley with the re-raise to him.
Maryland guys are intense.
And Kingsley moves all in for his last 5,000. Now to Toto. And Toto gives up his ace-jack.
One moment Toto's playing a crazy hand, the next he's mucking pretty good cards. That was a nice read by Toto on Kingsley. Maryland guys don't have tells. We have used Chevys.
So Toto Leonidas has a lot of work to do still to become a factor at this year's United States Poker Championship. But no matter how he finishes this year, his legendary performance in 2003 will never be forgotten. The tournament came down to Toto, Eric Seidel, and Phil Hellmuth, and Toto's play baffled them both.
Why would you bet so much, Toto?
3-7 eliminates Phil Hellmuth. One more card. Toto Leonidas wins the U.S. Poker Championship. That stunning victory paved the way for this year's record field.
2003, a big year for Toto. He also won his first and only World Series bracelet and 7-card stud. Since then, he's had no major tournament wins.
Toto back in action, heads up against Dylan Membrino from Drexel University. They both have a queen, but Leonidas has the ace-queen.
Check.
Toto with a big lead after the flop of queen 8-deuce, and he checks it. They both check to the turn. A 5 of diamonds, no help to Membrino, who's got to come from behind.
But Membrino may think he has the best hand right now. No reason not to think he has the best hand.
And with top pair, he bets 900.
I think Toto got what he wanted. He got Membrino to bite.
Toto, does he want to push? No, just makes a call.
Calls. Now I'm confused, which is my usual state of mind.
And the river card is a 6. Membrino comes up short. Toto Leonidas gets the check mark. Again, Membrino first to act. 900 more.
And I think Membrino's thinking he's value betting right there. Trying to get a call out of Toto.
Toto can pounce when necessary.
Well, he plays so erratically. We saw him muck a good hand before, and now he's slow played this.
He's going to raise it to 2,000, though.
So that's just enough for me to call.
And then Brino calls and loses.
And you see why it's so tough to play against Toto Leonidas. He really switches gears left and right again and again.
So Toto Leonidas, the 2003 champ here, still trying to get back even at this USPC. Makes a nice step forward, taking a few thousand chips off Dylan Membrino. Let's go out to the Taj Poker Room. There's the current world champion, Jamie Gold, on the left, hooked up against Chester Rudisil. Rudisil with ace-king against Gold's pocket queens. The flop 7-4 king. Rudisil hits his king to take the lead.
Rudisil out-flopping Jamie, and he will bet.
Gold checks. Rudisil reaching. 650 from the man from Talcott, West Virginia.
I'll take my hat off so people at home know who I am.
Is that Chester Rudisil on the right?
That is Chester Rudisil.
I didn't recognize him with his hat on.
Fame and glow of the world champ extends to everyone he plays. And Jamie Gold will make the call. Tough not to, but one other card out there. Turn card is a jack. No help to Jamie Gold.
And Jamie again immediately checks.
You wouldn't be trying to sit in an old mountain man, would you?
For what?
Mountain man like me.
Sit it? What do you mean sit in?
Sit him in. Take advantage of him.
Oh, I think you're taking advantage of me.
Chester bet 1,000. Gold called again.
I got a big hand.
And the river card is an ace. Ace is up for Rudisil now. He could only lose the hand by folding.
And after Jamie Gold checked, I don't think Chester is going to do anything but bet here. That is Chester Rudisil.
Yeah. Mountain man. And he's going to make it 3,000.
It's getting worse and worse.
And Jamie Gold will fold.
Folds, and he shows his pocket queens to Chester.
You're going to show, Chester?
He doesn't have to show, but he does have to release his hand.
Can't keep the cards.
I can't keep.
Sure you like them, but
it could have been a lot worse for the world champ, but he got out of the way before too much damage was done. Welcome back to the Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City and the 2006 United States Poker Championship. Our host, Donald Trump, gives us some insight into how business principles apply to poker in the first of our Trump Power Tips.
Look at every situation as a challenge. Use the word challenge all the time. Life is a challenge. Poker is a challenge. Sports is a challenge. Business is a challenge. You know what? If you're competitive and you think in terms of challenge, you'll be much more successful.
So what he's saying is when I play 10-4 offsuit, if I look at that as a challenge, I'll do better. Cool.
All right, let's get back to action at our poker room table. Jamie Gold, the current world champion, has almost 29,000 chips. He's got 4 deuce and makes a call of 150 chips.
Well, Jamie likes small suited connectors. They were good to him at the 2006 main event.
He's not far behind the table leader here at the poker room, Darryl Zayas. Dale Pinchot with 3-9 offsuit. They go into the muck. And there's our first look at Ilya Trencher, son of Vadim Trencher, a veteran of these USPC wars. Action over to Carmine Tyrone, ace-king. Carmine, 37 years old, from Manheim, Pennsylvania.
400.
He's going to raise it up to 400. Back to Jamie Gold with the raise to him, and he'll call the 250 more and go heads up to the flop. Gold trailing with his 4 deuce. The flop is 5-5 jack. Tyrone's aces are still best, but Jamie Gold picked up a couple of more hearts.
And if he strikes first here, he might laugh last.
Gold will bet 600 to Tyrone. Tyrone won an event at the Borgata earlier this year worth $267,000.
No talk.
Oh, I got a hand.
And Tyrone gives it up.
Yeah.
Gives up the better hand, but you can't blame him.
Yeah, I hate it too.
So the 2006 world champ still looking good here in Atlantic City. We check on action now at the outer tables. We find the always entertaining Lance Funston. He's at it again. He's in the hand at the turn, but he seems to have lost track of his own betting.
Why is this chip here?
Changed. I thought maybe I made a bet. I didn't even know I made it. Okay.
And then after the board makes his king jack good for a straight, exposing his cards before his bet was called.
Sorry. Get out.
I don't think he's calling you out. Right now, he's not calling you right now.
Get out.
Elsewhere, the mood is not as bright. Kenny Tran's jacks get no help from the board, and he loses to queens. And this bright young pro will have a long trip back to Southern California. And heading back to Las Vegas will be Kathy Liebert.
In a tournament like this where you get 20,000 in chips, it's a slow structure, you have to get unlucky to go out. So I'll see you guys at the World Series, I guess, where I'm going to win the main event. I predict it now. Mark it down, okay?
Kathy Liebert hoping to become the first woman ever to win the World Series of Poker main event in Las Vegas. All right, action back to our poker room table. 4 players going to the flop. Rudisil's pocket tens have the lead. The flop is 7-7 jack. That pretty much misses all 4. Chester still with the lead with those tens. Bets out 2,000. Tyrone folds. On to Norman Rodriguez. He gets out of the way.
I didn't raise you.
Jamie Gold makes the call.
Jamie with nothing on that flop.
Heads up to the flop. 3 of spades. A gut shot straight draw for Jamie Gold.
I don't like the spades.
Both pick up a spade draw. Rudisil's is better.
Oh, maybe I do.
Chester checked over to Gold.
5,000.
Jamie's going to make it 5,000.
He says, I don't like the spades. Maybe I do. And then he bets 5,000.